Killer Sis 7. Yo. Killer Sis 7. I hate exams loudly crying face. Stream elements. CyberX is now live. Streaming Minecraft, North America 1BY200 maps, Bedrock, first test.
Oh, hi.
Howdy.
Hello. What are you doing? What is this?
Say what?
Minecraft Windows.
Yeah, it's a North America map on Bedrock.
Yo.
This is Grand Junction, Colorado, where I live. I was just messing with
Yo.
render distances.
Okay, can we talk about the texture pack?
Can you what?
Can we talk about the texture pack?
Uh, if you want to, but I don't really need to hear your opinions. I really don't care. You
No,
don't
no.
have to
What
use
I'm
it.
saying, no, no. What I'm saying is, wow, your texture pack is like extremely HD.
Yep. Every block has 10 to 20 variants. Even the trees and the plants are all animated.
What if Dark Souls but Minecraft?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure the waving is just because of this shader, though.
Say that again.
I'm pretty sure the waving is just because of this shader, though.
We don't have shaders in Bedrock. I actually made those animations.
Oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Yep. Everything you see, I made.
Oh, including the texture pack? I'm honestly more mesmerized about the texture pack than I am about the map.
Right. This is a 50 gigabyte map.
God damn.
Yep. 1 by 200 ratio of North America.
I will assume you don't have any house or building.
No, nothing's put in yet. I just converted the map yesterday from Java, so I'm
Hmm.
just now testing out to see. One of the problems, the wider the ratio means the flatter the
Mm-hmm.
map. So
Oh.
that's what I'm looking at today. If I really want to use this map, or do I want to use a different one? Because for example, um, that mountain right there is like, you know, 1,000 feet in sea level climb in reality.
Mm-hmm.
But on here, same thing with here. This is a huge mountain in reality, but it's only what, like 10 blocks in the game because the scale's at 1 to 200 ratio.
Yeah,
But
I understand.
we have a map that's 1 by 50 on the vertical ratio, so these would be, huge mountains.
Actually, like more closer to reality.
Yeah, but it's only a 1 by 1,000 ratio on distance, on the actual map distance. So it's a
Hmm.
huge difference, and it's the whole Earth, which you just don't realize how much water is out there until you play, a scaled Earth map.
Oh yeah, I actually do know about that. Wait, wait. So this is basically just like a recreation of Earth itself, but in Minecraft.
I didn't know what that of hair of what
Earth itself, but in Minecraft.
Earth itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But in this case, we only have North America. But I have a Earth map, but it's a 1 by 1,000 ratio.
Hmm.
Whereas this is a 1 by 200 ratio of just North America. So it's massive.
Hmm. I
Um,
mean,
this,
a single country would also be huge in Minecraft.
well, not like in small ratios. In
Hmm.
like a 1 by 4,000 or higher, a country could just be 2 or 3 blocks. That's how big the
I
Earth
mean,
is.
I mean, city. Yeah, okay.
So what you're looking at in front of me is the city I live in with 150,000 people, and this is a 20-mile area that you're looking at right now.
Scale does everything.
Yeah. And people don't realize how big the planet is. The planet is just
Huge.
phenomenally huge, yeah. And we hear it all the time. Oh, overpopulation. It's like, no, it's not overpopulation. Yeah, there might be too much population in some areas, but that's those people's choices, right? People
I
need to
mean,
not be in centralized areas if they can avoid it.
I live in the middle of literal nowhere, so I know that
Beautiful.
overpopulation isn't
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And even if you just said like Alaska or Texas, the amount of empty space in Alaska it is enough that we could put like Israel and Palestine and shit. We could put Afghanistan. We could put Ukraine. We could move all of those people out into Alaska, and they would never ever see each other. Like there is so much space that you could just walk endlessly. I don't know what the time is on this map, but I think on this map I actually might have that number. Hold on, let me see if it'll tell me.
Time?
Yeah. So like, if you tried to walk across this map, how long
Oh,
would it
the
take you?
the time and distance of walking. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's I don't know. Let's see if they say. I know on some of the maps they tell us the stats. So, oh, they don't even have it in here. But this gives you a good idea. This is a 1 by 500 of the whole place, the whole thing. And we're
Mm-hmm.
doing a 1 by 200 of just North America. So it's insanity how big it is. Let's go look and see if they've got the stats.
I remember that one YouTuber that I don't remember the name of that was trying to recreate Earth in Minecraft at a one by one scale, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's still working on it with
Oh, they
his
are, but I
community.
I don't even
Mm.
think I know there's a team working on a 1 by 1, but I think the actual biggest is a 1 by like 300 and something. I think is the actual scale cuz the planet's round, right? So
Hmm.
you can't have full square exactly. You have to cut them in pieces to
Hmm.
get the curvature and everything. So, but yeah, that's an epic project. That's pretty amazing what they're doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
where did
I
I?
totally agree with that.
He's still doing it too. I think
Hmm.
they're doing that all in Java though.
Yeah, I mean, mainly people mainly play in Java.
That's not true.
Mm, Bedrock has way more downloads and stuff like that, but the
Bedrock's
main
in
thing,
200 countries and every device on the planet. You really think that there's more Java PC players than there are mobile players when Microsoft's made $2 billion on marketplace sales?
yes,
$2 billion.
and I'm just goofing around. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
most of
that
the world
Bedrock
doesn't
has.
even have
Mm,
PCs to play Java.
I
Most of the
know.
world's playing on mobile.
Still, Java is still the most popular one.
It's not. Maybe in a few countries, but not overall. Bedrock's
Hmm.
the like the number one seller and the biggest thing. That's why Microsoft's putting money behind it.
Hmm.
They also have two more games coming out on the Bedrock engine, so that's why they're investing.
On
They're
the
not making any games on Java.
on the Bedrock engine. What games?
That's what the
Oh, the my
Dungeons and the
Batman
new
DLC.
yeah, both of those new games are off the Bedrock engine.
Dungeons,
And the what is it, Legends or Legacy, whatever the other one
Legend.
is. Yep.
If Dungeons is using the Bedrock engine, then that would mean that it's also compatible with mobile devices.
I'm that's the whole reason they added Render Dragon into Bedrock engine. It wasn't for Minecraft, is so that they could make other games with the engine. It's also why they invested so much time and money into it. And everybody's like, "Well, why are they doing that?" It's because they want to take and make 20 games out of Minecraft, you know.
My main confusion is I'm pretty sure Dungeons isn't compatible with mobile devices.
Yeah, I think that's by choice.
Oh,
I don't.
oh yeah, okay, that
I think.
that makes
I,
sense. Yeah.
I think it's just a choice. I think it's too difficult to roll out something new like that to all of the devices on the planet. That's
Mm.
very difficult. People don't give them enough credit for Bedrock functioning. Like for example, PS4 and Switch, which are set hardware, have trouble
Mm-hmm.
running Minecraft, right? But yet
Mm.
we have thousands of different mobile devices that run it fine, from
Yeah,
Apple to
because that's
Android
what
to
they're mainly
yeah.
made for. Yeah.
It's just sad that consoles that are built for gaming that have a lot more power are worse performance than mobile devices. That's
Mm.
pretty lame.
I mean, it's also true that the way they work internally is very different.
Yep. It's just
Mm.
optimization and takes somebody spending time, and Sony doesn't give
Mm.
a rat's ass and Nintendo doesn't give a rat's ass. They just do it because they have to, you know. They can't not have
Mm.
Minecraft because it's too big of a thing. And it is, I mean, it's so crazy how big it is.
Mm. My main confusion about dungeons before was because I I've played dungeons. I've beaten the game in the three
Yeah.
difficulties it has. Yeah,
Nice.
and the entire time it didn't feel like a mobile game at all.
It didn't feel like a mobile game.
It
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah, I think that was their goal. I think that's it's good that they did that. I think if they would have come out with a mobile game, they would have gotten a lot of hate.
Hate. I wouldn't. Okay, I mean, the word hate maybe isn't the correct word for what they will get, but they will get like less popularity than they already have. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like Dungeons is already a popular game anyways,
No,
which is
but
sad.
Minecraft Java is, and anything that is different than it or changes it is met with a lot of hate. And
Oh yeah,
I didn't think that 2 years ago, but I stream every day and I get 5 to 20, comments about my stuff and because I play Bedrock every day.
yeah.
Every day. Like
I mean,
day
yeah,
after
I
day after day.
understand.
People come in
Yeah.
and say that's cursed or I hate that or why the fuck do you do that? Why are you playing Bedrock? That's what I get every day. And they can't help themselves. Just like you. You had to tell me about the texture.
Oh no, the texture is just because
But you
it's
had to tell
very
me. Like
HD.
even though I said,
Yeah.
"No, no, I'm good. I don't need your feedback." You had to tell me, and that's every Java player I meet.
Oh no, it's not feedback. It's just like, oh wow, it's HD, but I don't actually mind it.
Yeah. Well,
I
about
don't dislike it. I'm just saying
95%
it's
of Java
weird.
players have
Hmm.
a like hate for it. Like I'm attacking their way of life
Hmm.
or something. It's
Oh
pretty
no.
crazy.
Okay, so the things that I make, I'm a modeler, okay, for blog events, and I do pixel art as well for Minecraft mods and stuff like that. And I totally understand what you're saying because the models that I make use like mm, partly my own style, and that style comes with having one 128 pixels
Oh yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
of fucking
So
UV
you get
map
a lot of comments about it
with a
cuz anything
64
over
pixel
32 or
texture.
64 it gets
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Mobs in Minecraft, like in vanilla, usually have a 64 UV and 64 texture. But what I do is a 64 texture with a 180 UV.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to see. I didn't realize how much it offends people
Hmm.
until I
It's
joined the
like
Minecraft
it's if something
community.
doesn't feel 100% like vanilla, it's already something that ticks off in some people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's hard to like run YouTube channels as well because people will just maliciously downvote my content
Bruh.
just because they. And it's not like I'm not going out there asking them to play it. They're coming to me, coming to my streams, coming to my stuff, and then can't not show their hate. And I'm a Christian that uses cannabis as meds, so I've seen a lot of hate. Like
Ooh.
I've seen hate from all corners of the world, and it doesn't compare anything to the Java community. Like the Java community
I
is
mean,
something
Minecraft
else.
is, yeah, Minecraft is such a big game that it
But
has
it's
reached
just a
for way
sandbox.
too many
Like
people.
I don't go to
Yeah,
some other person's sandbox and start like bitching at how they make their sandcastles.
yeah.
Like, leave me the fuck alone. It's my sandbox. Let me play it how I want to play it. Like, this is my happy place, and you fucking bastards won't let me have a happy place? Like, it's just
Yeah, I
weird.
totally understand.
This is
What I
Denver,
was trying
Colorado.
to, yeah, what I was trying to say is Minecraft is like the biggest game now. It's like the most sold game ever right now, I
Yep.
think.
Yep.
And that also means that it's a game with such a big community that there are way too many points of view, but the majority of what people see is the toxic side of it because
Yep.
every game comes with a toxic community.
Oh, totally. But the difference is because it's offensive to those people, they have to say something about it. Whereas, like, the
Anything that
Halo
looks
community
different,
or
yeah.
the Deus Ex community or the WoW community, they
Hmm.
typically just keep it to themselves, right? Unless you challenge them or you actually, like, come at them, then they'll respond. But they don't go out of their way to seek out things and say, well, this isn't WoW. WoW's better. WoW's so much better than this is. Why don't you play WoW? Like they'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, man. I'm playing Minecraft. Like what's your problem?" Right?
Get
But
out of
that's
my
how it
room,
is.
I'm playing Minecraft.
It is. It's constant. It's like, "Why don't you play Java? This is garbage. This is trash. Bedrock sucks." And then they don't even like one, they don't know who I am. They don't even know me, right? And so they're telling me this shit. And two, they've never even played Bedrock in most cases. And if they have, they've played like one little thing and don't realize that there's thousands and thousands of like super high quality mods and add-ons and insane
Mhm.
insane amount of content that they have no idea you can even do. But yet they're bitching about it. It's so funny.
As long as I know, as far as I know, Bedrock or whatever engine it uses, I think it's C# or something like that. I know that it allows for modders to make add-ons that have like way more English, way more customizability, whatever the word is for
Customization,
customization.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, uh, than Java has. I know that because I know there's like an add-on for Bedrock that adds Genshin Impact slimes that have like extremely HD models that Java for itself can't handle.
Yeah. Well, and that's just a performance issue because they won't get off a single core.
No, not really performance. It's not the that the game crashes or it lags. It's like they are not even compatible with the game at all.
No, no,
They
but
can't be added.
Java can run HD stuff. I can
Yes,
put my
if
texture
you
pack in Java.
yeah, if you custom code that, if you custom
No.
code that.
Nah, you don't have to do much. All I do is copy it over. The only thing I have to change is like what the flags and Java uses a few things that aren't in atlases that Bedrock uses in atlases. But I could take this pack and move it right over to Java. The issue is
Huh.
performance. Java won't let me render out, 80 chunks at a time. I can't run 2K textures and have like really crazy. I mean, even like 40 in Java is like insane. Whereas
Oh
in
yeah, that is true.
Bedrock, it just doesn't even care. So it's that type
Yeah,
of
that is
stuff. But
very
even
true.
like the animations. But one of my partners has full polymesh animated stuff in Java. They make a ton of money on it. They have insane amounts of stuff.
I was
Java does
honestly
polymeshes better than Bedrock does.
Hmm. I was honestly comparing it with a project I worked on before called Pixelmon that has actual custom code for adding the models. I guess you know Pixelmon.
No, I haven't used it before, but yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do 3D models, yeah, you're right. Java has all kinds of, and I don't do a lot of Java stuff. I try to stay away from it.
Hmm.
Typically, I can do stuff in like an hour that would take me days to do in Java. So that's the big thing.
Wait. You're the guy that has the cool fucking fish tank?
Yeah,
Fuck, man, I love that.
yeah, it's right here. I can pull it up. It's in this world.
Fish.
Did you
What's the
did
name?
you
What's the
come
name
by
of the entity?
did you come by yesterday?
Yeah,
Did you see me in the fish tank?
yeah.
Yeah, that was my. I'm pretty
You
pretty
told me.
stoked.
I remember that you told me that you were planning on adding custom AI for the fishes.
Oh yeah, well I need to do all of the pet animations at some, or all of the trick animations. I have all the
I
tricks
fuck,
programmed. I just don't have animations for them.
I fucking love the fish.
Yeah. Yeah, it all comes together if I can get. So then the thought is, well, now I need a world to put all this stuff in, and we've tried Earth worlds before, but there's always a give and take.
Will then it be possible to create like a fully oceanic world with like all the fishes just around?
Wait, say that one. All of the physics around
Fishes. The
fishes
Yeah.
in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I can
In
put
like
these. I could
in
make.
like an oceanic world, yeah.
Oh, oceanic world. Yeah, yeah. Oh, and
Mhm.
I actually have a map template that's all water. I also have one that's all space, that's completely empty. I had thoughts of making a underwater world where you actually lived underwater with scuba tanks, and you would go from like one underwater habitat to another, and kind of like Subnautica, I guess. It was
I
before that
fucking
came
love
out,
that.
but yeah, that type of concept I think we could do.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
Anything that
this
is
tank
related
turned
to
out so good.
anything that is related to the underwater is something that I highly love.
That you like. That's
I
cool.
remember yesterday when I came by, I had to ask you what was I looking at because I honestly thought you were streaming your desktop or something
Right?
like that instead of actually Minecraft.
That's so awesome.
I noticed it was a Minecraft just because there was a little tiny corner that had a wooden plank.
On
If
the
I
side.
didn't
Yeah.
see the
Yep.
yeah, if I didn't see the wooden plank, I wouldn't even know this was
That's good
Minecraft.
though. That's kind of the idea. I'm old. I grew up playing video games when they started, right? So I played pixelated video games. The reason why I hate pixel art is because that's what I was forced to play with when I was a kid, and that's all there was. I spent my childhood dreaming of HD. And now that we're in an HD world, everybody wants me to go back and play fucking pixel art. I already spent 15 fucking years playing that shit. I want to play HD shit. And that's back to my point. If people
Look,
knew
hi,
who I
Fritz.
was, then they would be like, "Oh yeah, no big deal. That makes sense." But they don't even like know who I am first before they bash what I do.
What
But,
they
yeah.
best you do, Cyber, at first? Like, what
Oh.
you hear most common?
Oh, I get lots of hate. Most time it starts off with just like the cursed comments, like, "Oh, that's cursed." But then it started getting, daily into, "I hate that," or "just die," or "just quit," or "just give up," or "just stop," or "this is trash," or "this is garbage," or you know, and they normally do like the drive-by where they'll just like post the comment and then leave, or they'll even here they'll just yell it and then they'll leave like instantly. So yeah, most of the time I just have the mic muted and I just don't listen to people and put music on. But I
Yeah.
literally
That's
bought
what you have yesterday.
I bought a
What
2070.
the fuck? That's a spite.
Yeah, the spider wants some. I bought a 2070 RTX because of Minecraft RTX. I had never played Minecraft before. I saw RTX coming out, and so I bought a $700 video card to play it and started playing Minecraft, and then RTX doesn't even work. Like, it's been like 3 years and it still fucking doesn't work properly. And I bought a 3090 RTX so I could do it better, and it's still fucking stupid. So it's like doubles. I get stabbed in the back on both sides. Like Mojang stabs me because I just want to play in RTX or shaders. I had all the shaders I wanted and my game was perfect. You know, and then they killed all the shaders off for RTX that doesn't even work still 2 years later now.
Me
Like,
waiting for the super duper pack. It's never coming out.
yeah, right? And now we find out the RTX was added so that they can make other games, and that's why it's been so neglected in here. And you just are
Oh,
like,
hey. I just noticed you're friends with Julius.
Who?
You.
Julius? Let me
Yeah.
see.
It's the only friend we have in common.
I need to know this. I think I know this guy, but I don't remember him.
Oh, Julius? He's an admin from Bonsai Studios.
What's this? God, I have so many friends. I don't even remember.
Okay, that's fair.
I just like, people. Like I just talk to on a regular basis, but nonetheless, friend request accepted. Now I'm obligated to DM you a friend GIF because yes.
That's not even a gift, that's a dot.
No, but this is.
Yo!
Yeah, I mean, dude, my first game console was NES, SNES,
nice.
and that shit was revolutionary. Like I got DK3, and I like mastered the game. So cool playing it.
My first console.
Say what? The fish tank texture is, yeah, there's some blue to it, but it's got a material on top of it. And that's what gives it that classy feel.
Make more of those cyber. There's not enough of them.
Right? I think next week I start a guide where I make an entire game in the guide. So it'll go over a whole bunch of episodes, and it's the entire process of making a game for Marketplace. So that's my next one. Nice.
they are dubious people. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I got told that. I mean, money is money.
It's not the money that is problem. It's like they have 100 things to do while they're talking to you, or like they don't want to talk to you.
Bruh, if you're hiring me, at least hire me for real.
It's like
But
working
like,
for Amazon. Most of them are just factories.
Really?
Yeah.
by the way, I'm looking at your Twitter right now, so you better have good content. Not
Mine?
bad. You get a pass.
Mine?
Yes, yours.
Fuck, I hate my Twitter. Okay, I had a Twitter since 2016, but it got deleted like a few weeks ago because someone fakely reported me for being younger than 30. What do you mean I'm younger than 30? I'm literally 18. Fuck you.
I love how
And
he.
I I'm not cyber.
Yeah, I know you're not cyber because HD assets are really fucking hard to make. Like find people.
Yeah, and I always love them. Like I'm like, oh, this is so sick, and then everybody else is just like
Dude,
nothing.
my honest opinion, if it looks good and it's not dog shit, it's good. Like you do good at
But
assets.
even then,
There's people
I'm
that
a
do well.
I'm a developer. I'm not even like a modeler or a texture. I never said
Yeah,
any of my stuff is good. It's just the best I have access to right now. So
yeah.
like it's funny because people like assume that I'm trying to like say this is the best or something, and I never say that. I never make those claims. I just doing my thing, and people come to me about it. It's really funny. Let's see if I can pull this off.
It is.
Okay, here's my sheep.
Wait, is this like a gravity gun?
Let's see. Oh wait,
Oh, oh,
That
this is that's not the one I thought it was.
the ship fucking died.
the
I
sheep
think I
deserves to
told
be
you. I
killed.
think I told you yesterday. I don't really remember if I even told you this. I think I told you that I find it instant to eat cars. But the thing is, I love cars.
What do you mean you love cars? What
I
type of
love
cars though?
that kind of stuff. The whole
You love
like
you love the speed.
the the whole thing of not looking exactly like the vanilla game is something that I love because that's something that I make as well. Oh, that's food. Hi, hi, Genie.
I mean, I don't really care about people's styles because like I tend to work with shit ton of people. So like it doesn't make that difference. And plus sometimes I have to like learn their style to like bounce between styles, which makes our fun.
I don't get people that get angry at me for not having the same style as Japa.
Dude,
I got
you are
told so
familiar. Let me
many.
see if you are on the server. You
I
are
am.
not like vanilla people. They're the worst.
See you later. I don't know. I was looking at this new North America map that I just converted. It's 1 by 200. And so I was trying to find Colorado, which I did. But I don't like how flat it is. It's pretty flat.
It's one of those maps that try to simulate the world.
Yeah. So this is North America. This is actually where I live. So I can stand where my house is. It's like right about here.
You should build a replica of your house, so then we can visit both the game in real life.
Right?
Don't do that, please.
But this is about a 20-mile range right here where my town is.
Everything that is on screen.
Yeah, so it's about 20 miles in real life. So it's pretty cool. Scale-wise, it's pretty good. The problem is it's pretty flat. So the more you scale it out, the flatter it gets, right? And so like that mountain is like 100 or 1,000 feet in elevation higher than here. So it would be way up there in reality. Same thing with these. These are big mountains. So that kind of sucks. That's the only thing that I don't like about this. Otherwise, it'd be perfect. But if you built like a huge house here, it'd be as big as the mountain. That kind of sucks. But for 1 by 200 ratio, it's pretty cool. I love they put the roads in too, so you can follow the roads. So you can follow this road through the mountains. This is a highway. And then this goes to the capital of the state. But it's pretty. I love these maps. The debate is I could use a 1 by 1,000 Earth map, and it has a bigger scale. It's a 1 by 50 scale on the mountain, so vertically. So all of these would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times taller on it, which, 5 times this size would put it a good height. But then it's the whole Earth instead of just North America, and so then the scale of North America is a little bit smaller, but the mountains are better. So that's the debate, is which one to use. This one is 40 gigabytes for the map size, and the other one's 12 gigabytes. They also have a 1 by 100 of Europe. If you ever wanted to play a Europe map, they have a really cool Europe one. But same thing, it would be pretty flat. So here's Denver, Colorado. So this is like 1.5 million people live here. It's really nice they have the roads and the rivers and everything so that you can get a good idea of where things are. They also have a coordinate calculator, so you can go type in the longitude and latitude of where you want to go on the map, and then they'll give you the coordinates for it. And then this heads out into Kansas, which Kansas is just flat. You literally can you can drive on this road and see less trees than this driving through Kansas. Like, it's just so barren.
Ain't that most of America?
Say that again.
Ain't that most of America?
Oh no, like once you get to past Denver, it's all mountains. Even in California, there's a ton of mountains. Like right on the coast, you have some flatland area, but most of everything from there on is just mountains and mountains. Unbelievable. That's the Rocky Mountain Divide. It's crazy. When we have a big earthquake here, California will fall off the continent, and those mountains will be where the ocean stops. That's where the plates stop. So hopefully, if that happens in my lifetime, I'm right at the boundary of where people in my town could survive if that happened. But yeah, like these are huge mountains. So in here, they're just not very big. I mean, you get the idea, but if you built like a huge castle there, the castle is going to be bigger than the mountains. So that sucks. They have a 1 by 500 map, but they're using some kind of new tech in Java maps where you can take them apart and then put them back together. And I don't know how to get it into the format I can convert it to Bedrock without learning all that crap, and it's just not worth it. Getting stuff into Bedrock converted from Java with features and all of the crap that comes with it in natural generation is very hard. It used to take me days and days.
American Dream.
American Dream?
That's pretty good.
A Man Can Dream.
Oh, A Man Can Dream, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they have to keep the popularity, you know. That's their issue is I think there's a few things going on. One, I think that they're trying to get the Bedrock and Java community to come together more. That's why they're doing these votes where it's not about Java or about Bedrock, it's about what mob to add next. And so
No, they're trying to make each other like each other. That ain't never gonna happen.
I missed I missed part of that. Let me turn up my mic. Hold on.
That ain't never gonna happen. Unkept rivalry between Java and Bedrock.
Well, but I think that 2 years ago when I started, there was a huge divide and a lot of hate. But even today, like, because of the money and the jobs and all the other stuff, a lot of the people in this Discord didn't used to play Bedrock or do anything on Bedrock, and now a good majority of them all work full time doing Bedrock stuff. So
80% above.
yeah, so but it's just that has changed the conversation a lot in the last 2 years from Java versus Bedrock to more of, us versus Mojang. And I think that's deliberate. I think that they're because they play the long game, right? They're not focused at months and days and weeks. They're focused at years and decades. So their focus is to change the conversation of the community, bring Java and Bedrock together, establish a Bedrock ecosystem, and then I think what they're going to do is they're going to bring all of the Bedrock mobs and not mobs but add-ons to Java in marketplace, and then start allowing Java marketplace content as well. So overnight you'll just see everything that's in Bedrock will just work for Java, and it'll just happen, and then you'll start being able to make money in Java.
It will be a big thing, but it needs to be done right.
Oh, and I don't think they'll do it right. They'll do it because there's billions of dollars to be made.
Yep.
That's all they care about.
Worries me a bit.
Yep. Yeah.
They don't have a good record though.
Well, yeah, I've been a partner with Microsoft for like 25 years, and if there's money to be had on a table, they're gonna take it. They're not gonna leave it there. So, but they play the long game. They're not.
Do you remember the Windows preparation? They just shove stuff in your mouth and use it.
Oh yeah, we still get
Windows does that.
fucking 11 is garbage. I hate it so much. It causes me a lot of heartburn every week.
I remember having to get a new computer just to not have Windows 11.
Glad that I did not update it.
Yeah. I'm telling all of my clients to wait till 12 and just not use 11 at all. And we do that every other operating system like Windows 8 and ME. And I mean, we have to fucking do that because half of these operating systems are just fundraisers. And Microsoft sends us out surveys and literally is telling us that they know we'll only upgrade when we buy a new PC when we have to. And so they've kept Dell from selling like Windows 10 systems easily. It's a real nightmare to get anything not a Windows 11. And so they're deliberately doing all of this. It's hilarious. They're kind of assholes these days. I miss the 90s Microsoft. In the 90s, Microsoft used to literally send um, two representatives down to my town, and they would rent like a movie theater, and they would let us come to the movie theater, and they would talk to us one-on-one or in a group about what things we were struggling with and what things weren't working well, and they would give us swag, and they'd show us what's coming next, and we'd have like this great relationship. And now it's like an online presentation where you're one of 10,000 and that's it. And you have no ability to talk to them. They don't care about feedback. It's all their fault. They did this to themselves.
Yeah, it's like it happens multiple times. For example,
Aren't you playing that
I mean,
medieval
it
game
happened to me.
anymore?
Like I saw this with the HD community because I used to play when like HD came.
Yeah.
So like it was very small. Like I think I remember when the first DLC came, people liked it because like the game was pretty much abandoned, and people started coming back. And then Microsoft started like, what do you guys want? They started working with the modders. That was cool.
Yep.
But when the new edition came out, they just fucking dunked on us. Like, oh, you guys like maintaining servers? We did.
Oh yeah, and there's
Which is
so
annoying,
there's
but
so
it's
much broken stuff too. Like I'm in the middle of making games for for Marketplace, and it took me an extra 30 hours because they took away one feature before giving us the new feature. So they won't let me query scoreboards in my behaviors anymore. And it's like, fuck you bastards, because the new stuff's still in XP. Even like custom blocks, like they release custom blocks and they're a joke. It's just a joke. Like 2 years you've been working on this and you release it and we can't even rotate the block. And yet a year and a half ago they gave us that Bloom add-on that was just epic, that had like, it just amazing things. And then it's been a year and a half of just nothing.
I weigh the XP because like experimental stuff. Because it's not the first time I heard like this sort of crap. They release something, they go and change it on the next update,
Yeah.
or they just fucking remove it.
Or it's just gone. I refuse to do any XP. Yeah, 2 years ago they burned me really bad. I had 300 custom blocks in the game, and they broke them all. And I was so pissed. It was going to take me weeks to rebuild everything. And so I just said, no more. No XP stuff. I'll wait till they release it. And then they release custom blocks. And I'm like, well, why isn't this huge news? Like, custom blocks should be massive. So I go make a few custom blocks, and it's such a joke. Like, I can't find a single fucking usage for them. Because you can't rotate them. You can't interact with them. You can't do anything with them. It's just so dumb. I guess I could make better leaves, but you can't rotate them. Like, they can't be random right now. Whereas at least these can be random.
The texture, right?
Yeah, the texture and the block shape could be, but yeah, in this case, yeah, I just want them to have, um, I want them to rotate randomly. I don't want them to all face the same direction.
Oh,
Because even like clouds, like I was gonna make some entity clouds with custom blocks around them, And same thing, you can't rotate the cloud, so the block, so it looks just stupid when you actually start using it in bulk. So yeah, I don't understand. I don't know why they move so slow. Like I don't know why we don't have like common animals in the game, like deer and elk and monkeys and all of the common things that you would
They want
expect.
to be realistic, quote unquote.
But
So
that's
they add realistic stuff.
yeah, and I thought the point was to be. I mean, most of the stuff is realistic that they've added, and then they start trying to add fantasy stuff, and then it ruins the game because the fantasy stuff doesn't have a real world usage because it's fucking fantasy. It's like
Real.
you want everything to have a real world usage in the game because everybody bitches about it. I just want variety. Like, why can't deer give you meat just like cows do? It's how real world works. Maybe they have like something for the antlers, but the very first thing I got in the game was like, I can't have a monkey. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
You see here, repeatedly, right? People are going to start complaining that it doesn't have a use in the game. Apparently everything needs a use.
Yeah, but Steve and Alex don't have fucking uses in the game, and they're in there. Like it's the issue of everything in life doesn't need to have a use, or there's a lot of things like you go to the grocery store and you have all of its food. Why have all the variety? Why don't we just have dog food?
Why we don't have a packaged riding food and you just buy that every day?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like variety is the spice of life. We should have deer and elk and all of those different things because that's the spice of life. Well, and same thing. Then why add goats? You know, what is they
Just go for money.
exactly? What are they adding next? Is camel?
No, but the camel has use though. It's kind of hybrid and a horse. Like they should have more camels.
They're gonna let you milk it?
Yeah, technically, so there's already another camel. It's called a llama.
Yeah. It just
Yes.
there's no reason they couldn't add. This is what I would do if I was running. I'd add all of the animals on the most wanted list, or not most wanted, the endangered list, and I would raise the awareness, like instantly. That'd be the first thing I'd do. Is I'd put all of the animals on the endangered list, elephants and every one of them, and I'd put it in the game, and I would raise awareness for all of those issues. Just first thing, easy peasy. Everybody'd love it, and then I'd start adding all the other amazing animals that exist out there. And just have them show up in their biomes.
Fish. What for fish? What are you going to do with that pig?
I'd put them all in. I mean, I put worms and caterpillars in. When you're digging, right? You're just doing your thing. They will just show up and start just making your life a pain in the ass.
That sounds like a feature that could be in one of those tech mod packs.
Right?
It would be
Like Stone Cube.
another animal they did not add yet, and the like. I sometimes think to myself, why did they not add rats? You know, it would make such a cool cave thing,
Yep.
or even like a
What,
village thing.
what
Like
rat?
actually run around it. Yeah, rats.
Yeah.
Why would they add rats? New York hate in Minecraft.
Pigeons.
Yeah, but they're such a good animal. Like to have in the game.
But there's no New York.
So this is where I'm at in the game. Let's see, Grand Mesa. So right here. Let's see. Can I show the roads easily? Roads. Oh, there we go. So they're missing this road right here, but you can see how that creates that shape. So that's where we're standing in the game. But you can also see that like this mountain is just insanely big. Maybe you can see. Where's 3D mode? Yeah. So the mountain's quite large in reality. So
I heard the California map. Nice desktop, bro.
yeah, I did that yesterday. Didn't that turn out awesome? I did that with the AI. I took these are all friends. I took their heads, and then I made them all buff superheroes.
That's the most shitty post thing I ever saw.
Isn't it sick?
Congrats.
That
It
looked,
is. I would do that shit for fun.
that looks like a desktop background that a Jimbo would have.
It's so good.
Pigment
Did you
liquid.
see? Did you see the other two I made? I made one with with people on stream. It turned out pretty cool. I'll pull it up here in a second. Hold on.
Ah, forgive my eyes.
Waiting for my drive to warm up. Let's see. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I was debating doing some of these today, because they're just so epic. Let me find one. Oh, that's not the finished one. Here we go. So I did this one.
Wow, the colors hurt my eyes, but the iconography is good.
Hey, you know what it looks like? It looks like a fucking 1980s album cover.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of going for like an old school like movie cover, but album cover would work really well too. Yeah.
It does.
Like you got the golden mode for whatever
Yep.
movie's cool.
And so you build these per square. So I started with her. Well, actually, no, I lied. I started with this waterfall, and then I built out each square. And this took like 2 or 3 hours to make.
So you just double the images together, or you combine them with the
I do part of it, and then I move over, and at each point I tell the AI what I want to be in that area, and it knows the context of the other parts of the image and brings it all together. So it starts to blend this really beautiful. So this is the one I did on stream last night. So I did this with the input of other people as we made it.
This does hits the AI board very well. Wow, my eyes hurt.
Yeah,
So hard to make this shit look.
it's just amazing at the detail and all of the things that it throws in, and it's
I
really.
don't know if you know this. You know what reminds me of a little bit of the old Judge Dredd comics, where it was like most goofiest thing and outlandish in the world.
Oh yeah, and I think you could make comics with it. I think it'd be a really good concept to make framed comics. Um, especially if you already had them like drawn or written, or a concept of the story you wanted to do, because you could like do a frame and then do a frame and do a frame and really make them into like a really cool. And you wouldn't have to be. It would allow people to be creative without having to be an artist as well. Because art, a lot of times, art, being an artist and being able to draw or paint is a skill, or it's something you're born with in some cases. Some people just can't do it well.
I don't think it's something you're born. It's like it's very random things like you learn or you heard or like someone taught you.
Yeah, but
Like you learn from the ground ups.
true, but there's natural. We all have different brains, and we all have
Oh
different
yeah,
parts of how
that's true.
our brains work. So, I will never be able to be a NBA basketball player. And I was born that way because when I was born, my ligaments or whatever are tight, and so I used to do martial arts a lot, and they would make fun of me because I didn't have the flexibility that a lot of the other people did, and I it was always that way, and they would try to like break my body to make me flexible. and it doesn't work that way because my body isn't built for that. And so there is still that concept that not everybody has that muscle memory ability. Whereas I can do other things really well. I don't think I would like. I'll never be able to like be a professional singer because I can't hear the tones. And that's even partially with the pixel art stuff. Like, because I grew up with it, I can't see what you guys all see when you talk about like the shadowing and the pixel art and that all that crap. I don't see it because it wasn't like an on and off thing for a lot of people. I just have been around doing it for so long, I just can't see the difference. So people constantly will be like, "What? Why did you do that?" I'm like, "Do what?" And they're like, "That." I'm like, "I don't see what you're talking about, man." You know. So
Yeah, like I did get that because I grew up with a lot of like old junk, as you can say. Like I had the NES.
oh yeah, yeah. And that's where I'm kind of like on the feedback side. It's like, man, it's hard to decide what to what to do then. I wonder if this one is my.
Yeah, like well, yeah, because like depends on the feedback, like what you take and what you don't.
Because I would like to
Like
put an HP pack in marketplace, but I can't get a partner to back it because they don't think they'll make money.
oh oh yeah, people like I mean what's do you know Vergro?
Um,
Or have you heard about that?
maybe I talked to so many people on here from so many studios. I don't remember any of them.
It's not a studio. It's more like a HDO 32 pack.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I I have like memory issues. I've had them since I was a kid.
We all have.
Yeah,
We all have.
I'm pretty broken. That's why I do really well at some of these tasks where I can just sit down and be creative, whereas I can't program because I can't remember things.
Dude, like programming is just you gathering like info that you learned 2 or 3 weeks prior, or you like remembering stuff.
Yeah.
Because like you tend to forget. That's just how it works, you know.
I was,
Like it's not useful you don't remember.
yeah, I was trying to remember old dial-up commands for like a meme I was making, and I had to look them up because I couldn't remember.
You
I,
have to go in the shit as old block as hell
yeah,
and comments.
yeah. It was
God.
ATDT is attention dial tone. Attention dial tone. Yeah, attention dial tone. And then ATZ is attention clear. So if you're gonna dial a phone number, you do ATDT and then the phone number, and then it'd start dialing. And then if you wanted to stop, you'd have to do Control C for break. Oh, it's so weird because it's muscle memory. Like I don't remember it. I just know the muscle memory of it. Does this look like natural generation? Because I'm not positive I'm on an Earth map or oh nope I'm not. This is a different map. Shit.
It is a vanilla map because it
Yeah.
has villages.
No, we can put villages on custom maps.
No, I mean like yeah we can, but like I think it's not like it doesn't look like that vanilla. I mean
Yeah, and my custom maps can have natural generation. How to
oh yeah,
go?
can you change the generations with Bedrock? Because I
Yeah,
never looked that up.
yeah.
You
You
can?
Oh, you can change all kinds of crazy crap. They do have custom biomes broken right now. I think that they're trying to redo biomes. Um, so that is something that's broken.
Oh, yeah. By the way, overview of this spec. Let me see if I sent you.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to load up. I don't know if I want to do the 1/1000 map. I really would like to do a 1/500, but I would probably need
You think you could
somebody.
handle that?
Yeah, yeah. I think it. I don't. I think that's fine. I don't think it'd be like 60 gigs.
What are you doing?
We're testing out a Earth map. This one's 48 gigs. What I'd have to have is I'd have to have somebody from Java download the 60 gig map, put it all together, and then zip it up and send it to me. That'd be a pain.
Oh boy, this sounds like a fun attitude, especially with the tools that I know we're building and shit. It's a nightmare though to work on that stuff, but people still do it anyway.
Yeah, I love
So
I love the generation on Earth maps. It natural generation has some really cool stuff, but the Earth is just unbelievable. Like the
it's
formations
not the
that you
same.
see are just crazy. Yeah, I really wish they could figure out how to get more realistic generation, I guess you would say. Like, I'm all for natural generation. I love the concept of endless maps, right? But at the same point, I would rather it look more earthy than have it be endless. Like, what if it was half
I
of endless and yet looked better? Because the rivers, I mean, it just it's so well done. And you when you start to play on an Earth map, you don't realize natural generation is so bad until you go fly around the Earth map for a while, and you're just like, wow, this is so epic.
you don't even with like custom generation still look better.
Yep.
Cause like you know Word Machine, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the software they use.
Yep.
Like I have a friend who he does that. So one day like explains me. My better was like, dude, you have like a mountain with boulders and stuff. That's all like you can crop and put it on game. It's not hard. And like it looks so good.
Yeah.
Like the mountains, the rivers, that kind of stuff you want to look at it, when you walk on the game.
Yeah.
Not the boring thing like that you see every day.
And that's one of my beefs with Minecraft. One of the things that I found playing an Earth map that you don't get in vanilla is there's something about having to survive and explore and trying to get to somewhere in the early game. It makes an entirely different experience. And so, what we did, we were streaming for quite a while and we would let people come join us. And what we'd do is we'd spawn them somewhere in South Africa and we would give them an object and say, "You have to bring us this object in North America." And we're playing survival hardcore, and we had added like 100 mods, so we had really dangerous stuff in the oceans. It's very hard to get across the ocean safely without getting eaten. So we'd say, "Hey, you have to get this to us," and they would spend days and days and days trying to get to us, and it was such an epic experience. And every time they would die, they'd have to go back and get that object from their dead body before they could continue on. And because
Can I
it,
get some?
yeah, go ahead.
Can I get some of the mods? Can I get some of the mods you use for that?
Oh
Some
man,
like mobs.
there was so many. We did every dangerous thing, like mythical beasts and all of like the underwater sea creatures. We had all of it. At one point, it took me myself a few days to get across the ocean. And how I ended up doing it is I would go get an elephant and I'd put the elephant in the back of the boat with me so that as the sharks and the whales and all of the mythical beasts would try to jump out of the water and attack me, they would attack this huge elephant in the back and he would deflect off stuff, at least for a while, so that I could try to get across the majority of the ocean and get to North America. It was so epic. Like, and there was probably like 10 of us trying to play and have this experience, and a few times we were doing it together. And it's just one of those things that those are the best experiences I've ever had in Minecraft. We're playing on Earth maps, trying to get somewhere in survival. And I think it's one of those things you don't get in vanilla, other than when you start going into the Nether, where you're starting to, travel a lot more. But you're already pretty powerful by that point too. Whereas when you just start out, and that's one of the things I'd like to do if I'm going to host an Earth map, what I'm going to do is do random spawns. So you're not going to know where on the planet you are. You'll have to start mapping out the coastlines and the features to start figuring out what continent you're at, where you're at, so that you can then start figuring out how to get to X place. And we were playing then with out chords, I think, or maybe we were playing with chords. I don't remember. I think we were playing without chords. I think you had to use maps to be able to figure out where you were. Either way, chords don't help you when you're talking about. Right now I'm at minus 50,000 by minus 18,000, and I have no idea where I'm at. And the scale is so big that it would take you like 4 to 8 maps at maximum zoom out to be able to get an idea of even what like the coastline is. So even if you were at Florida, where it's like really noticeable coastline angles, you're still going to take a while of mapping it just to figure it out, which I think is epic, because I think that's how the game seems like it was designed to be played. But when you just spawn in, you're just there, right? Your real goal is to find diamond and iron. Find somewhere to be safe for the night. So I think by having to travel, and that was my biggest problem, is what I was struggling with is going day to day. So there's lots of danger out there. I'm traveling across the planet, and I have to feed myself. I have to find somewhere to sleep and shelter every night, and it has to be new because I'm traveling so far. So I got stuck out in like the middle of Africa, and it's like desert, and I couldn't find food, and I couldn't find wood, and I'm huddled in a cave for like a day and a half. And this I played for like weeks of real time Earth time, before I even found Colorado in the first Earth play I did. I just stumbled across a realm that someone said in a post on a forum somewhere, these guys are playing an Earth map. I'd never seen an Earth map. I didn't think it was possible for Bedrock to have an Earth map, much less it be in a realm. And so when I jumped in, I thought I was being trolled. So for the first week of real world game, like in the real world, I played for a week. I still thought I was being trolled because I couldn't find North America. And finally, an admin found me on the edge of the world. I had fallen off the edge of the world at some point, and then I got lost and I found it again. I had built a house on the edge of the world and had just given up. I was just given up. I was sitting watching the sunrise, and an admin came by and said, I see you keep dying, and like, you're out here in the middle of nowhere. What are you doing? I was like, I'm trying to find North America. He's like, well, I think it's over, and he gave me chords. And so I was like, oh man, this must be an Earth map, because I'd given up. So I spent another 4 or 5 days trying to get to his chords, and it was nowhere close to North America. It was like Australia or something. But I at least finally found South America. So once I found South America, then I could start mapping my way up, trying to figure out where I was. And after about 2.5 weeks, give or take, I found Colorado.
Man, literally took the longest journey ever.
Yeah.
Even have an arc to complement.
And I was by myself. It was so frightening at times. And I died in the craziest ways that you're just like, what the fuck? But every one of the experiences was an experience I'd never had in vanilla Minecraft playing survival before. Because we would just find somewhere with grass and some food and build a house. And then start mining. There's no reason to really travel until later on, and you're like, well, I want to go see some other biomes, and then you travel, and that's it. And then you get to those biomes, you're like, oh, alright.
Yeah, you don't have a really incentive to venture beyond like the palace.
Yeah, there's no reason
Not
to
really
explore.
even legal.
And I thought the archaeology system was gonna help with that. Like you could go out and you'd be digging for bones and digging for relics, and so it'd give you like a collection system and give you a reason to explore and dig. I think that would be epic. I think that's a great concept, and they pulled it. So that's something when custom blocks come out, that's something I'd like to put in. You find dinosaur bones. Yeah, like one of the things they had in there is you could find dinosaur bones, and then you could get all of them and put together a dinosaur skeleton.
I didn't know that.
It was
I knew
epic.
you could find like small statues.
Yeah,
Like,
all kinds of stuff. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'd give people a reason to not only explore, but to dig, other than just iron. It almost feels like Minecraft's being run by capitalists. Like the only fucking reason that you do stuff is for iron and coal and diamonds.
it's funny because half of the new mobs are chosen because they can automate something. It's not even a joke though.
They can really. That was the goal. Is they can do alchemy.
Not really though. Like the ally was, it is good for automation, which was like
I still have never seen one in gameplay. Like, where do you find them?
same. Like I'm just sitting here, where you know. It wasn't even like it was a scrap.
I saw they,
Changed it.
but then they thought of adding dragonflies, but they're just like 1 pixel. I was like, what the fuck? You guys are bastards. Dragonflies would be awesome to have. Yeah, and then they didn't do it. It's like, what the hell are you guys doing? We put dragonflies in Dragonfire, and they're epic. I just love them. They're so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it is one mob. It's like so simple to do it.
Yep.
I don't live in the game. It's like it's stupid.
Yep. And some of those simple things, like even flies or just some basic things, just to annoy the player once in a while, would be nice, because there's not a lot of consequences in certain areas that there should be. Like my big thing is hitting villagers. Like one of the things I put in my NPCs, if you hit the villager or one of my NPCs, they're gonna hit you back. Like it pisses me off that you can just hit anything and there's no consequence for it, because that's not realistic at all.
I think you told me once you created a stealing mechanic. So if you go on a chest and rob people, they will attack you.
Yeah,
They
and
will
and
like raise an eyebrow.
I made it mean that if you like were sneaking around too, they'd be like, "What the hell?" Because even I mean, in the real world, if you go into like a retail store and start sneaking around, someone's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Right? I've been playing Kingdom Come, and that's how the AI works in there.
Oh yeah.
They are really
Oh yeah.
assholes.
Didn't you like you need to take regular baths too? Or you need to
Yes,
like go
your charisma is attached to how much you stink. So like, if you don't, especially if you have blood on you and stuff, people will not react to you well. And they did so many voiceovers, and there's so many like insulting comments you hear in the background when you have low charisma. It's funny. It starts to get to you after a while. Cause I'd be sitting there playing dice, and this one like bar wench is just talking shit about me constantly. Like, bitch. But to be fair, I did knock her out in her sleep and rob her a few times. Yeah, I stopped trying to pickpocket people. I just follow them home and then rob them in their sleep. It's so funny. You have like a barn. There's like 8 poor people sleeping in a barn, and I knock them all out one by one and take their stuff. Yeah, it's an interesting mix of how their goal was to make the best D&D game with no dragons. So they wanted to give you like the full RPG realism feel. And I enjoy it. There's so many things that it just goes so in depth on. But it does make you have to invest time, which I think is fair. Like, you can't be a master of everything. Like, you're going to have to spend your efforts in the things that you want to do. Whereas, like, Skyrim, you can just pretty much master it all. But here, man, I'm still struggling on the bow. It takes me like 10 shots to kill a fucking rabbit. Like, it's crazy how hard the bow is. And they don't give you a dot or anything. You're supposed to get the rhythm down of pulling the bow back in the proper rhythm. And when he pulls it back to the right spot, then it should be right in the center of the screen and you let go. Oh, man. That's some crazy shit trying to do that while tracking an animal. But when you get those kills, you're like, oh, that's so good. And he gets better and better and better, so it gets easier the more you do it. But yeah, you really have to invest time. Oh my gosh, yeah. D&D was it was like, yeah, you could play for days and days and not get a level. And then when you did, it was so big. Oh, never. Oh, it's so horrible. Yep. I always like I always like playing like a cleric or something, and so I'd always be pissed because everybody else would be leveling up, and I'm just like, come on, man, come on. I just want more stuff, man. Yeah, I miss that stuff. I don't understand why. My very first like bitch about Minecraft is, wait, there's no dungeons. It's it's a mining game. Like, where are the dungeons? And then I'm like, oh yeah, they're coming out with dungeons. And then it's a whole other game that's just like completely the opposite of what you'd want. It's like, fucking, I want dungeons in Minecraft. Where are the dungeons? Like I have the Beholder's one of my favorite games, and you spend the entire game underground in a dungeon. Just it's I have the Beholder. It's old school. Yeah, watch some playthroughs of it, but I remember at one point there's like 3 or 4 of them, and I remember at one point in one of them being so depressed because I had spent days underground, and you just never come up in the game. You spend the entire game in a dungeon. Oh, it's so brutal. Yep, yep. I had the beholders. I had the beholders. What set the style? They were the first ones. No, I wish. I still have Tunnels of Doom, which I is a 1980s dungeon crawler, and it literally is the first one, I believe. Um, and it's my favorite. Tunnels of Doom is by far my favorite dungeon crawler. But in essence, it was like the first D&D non-text based game. But I'd love to bring that concept to Minecraft procedural dungeons, and I have a lot of that concept. Yeah, I have a lot of the concepts built for it, but honestly, it's just the manpower. I'd need a team of like 5 people full time to build all the stuff I want to build.
Yeah, like, dude, there's stuff you can do it like alone. Like, that was something that always bothers me. Is like,
Oh yeah, yeah, totally.
why don't do that?
Yep. Only 2% of players ever go to the Nether out of all Minecraft players.
Yeah, I'm it's like everything is like
Oh yeah.
old.
My bitch was, why don't they have a heaven as well? Like, why don't they have the opposite as well? It would be a lot of fun.
It would be like,
Especially if you, when
no.
you died, you went to one or the other, and then you had to do like a mini game to get out, to get back to
Oh yeah,
Earth.
it would be pretty fun. Like, one thing.
Yeah.
Like expanded world.
I
You
like
have
that.
to go
I
like,
like that dynamic, but I understand how that would piss off people when you didn't have that before. I didn't play Minecraft before, so I like that they make you have to sleep and worry about nighttime, because I that's actually one of the things that I think Kingdom Come does really well that Skyrim, vanilla Skyrim doesn't do. There's some mods that you can get in Skyrim to do it, but it's not the same. When you have to like sleep and find shelter every night, that really changes the dynamic. I wish they could find a way to extend the early game much longer, because the early game when you're starting out in Minecraft seems to be the most fun. That's why I think if you can force the player to have to travel so that they're constantly having the early game experience at each base they're building, that's probably where the sweet spot is on the entertainment enjoyment factor.
it really is like, because the problem is like, I think of me. I think of this like early gaming struggles, like struggle for you to build stuff, or you to at least survive. Mid game you're figuring out stuff, and late game is like you don't really have,
And
it gets pretty brutal.
there really isn't a late game though, is it? Like, maybe you could go track a witch down or enslave some villagers, but there's not. I think that's something that's missing from the game is it's open ended, but they're missing something. Like, oh, we killed the
Yeah,
dragon and then you're done. Well, they're
yeah. What now? You know?
yeah. I personally would do something like Sid Meier's Pirates, where your family members have been kidnapped by the pillagers, and you have to go find all of them. And you find them by finding the chests, and the chests that you find with the the treasure maps. That's how you get the hints to find your family. And because right now those chests mean almost nothing, it's almost a joke. You spend all this time finding these chests, and then there's crap in them. And so, if you could at least have crap in them, but a hint, maybe like part of a map or part of a coordinate, like maybe they give you one coordinate, and then you find another coordinate and you use that to then find one of your family members. If you had 5 family members, and that would give you a reason to have to go out and explore. And same thing, if you had dungeons, then you could have one of those family members be deep in a dungeon. So you have to go do the dungeon stuff. Do you see this map though? Look at how phenomenal.
Dude, I would legit cry if I could build shit there.
Oh my gosh! It just look at that.
Then comes again why I would build, you know?
Say that one more time.
Why I would build something it has no purpose. Like if I build a castle, it's just a piece of rock.
Yeah, and that was one of the things one of my friends said is we were building this massive castle and we had like lava walls and we're like, oh, we'll have defense from this, and he's like, from who? He's like, ah. So that's one of the reasons why we add all those mods in that have like mythical creatures and enemy, yeah, all of that type of stuff. We have the raid system, so one of the thoughts I had is maybe we do something more like 7 Days to Die, where every seventh day the raids come, whether you like it or not, and you have to defend yourself off.
They get harder and harder.
Yeah, and one of them, like I was gonna do it gets darker and darker, so I was calling it dark mode, and you would start out and you'd have 2 weeks to just get your shit together and build up resources, and then it would slowly get darker and darker until there was no light, daytime or nighttime, and you would have to produce.
I love that type of game.
Yeah, you'd have to produce all the light, and then the goal was that all of the other vanilla mobs, all of the passives, everything would become vampiric, and they would all be aggressive and their eyes would glow, and you'd have to fight off everything in the game. So you'd have rabbits, you'd have, the sheep, all of them would be aggressive and try to kill you then from there out. So you'd be in the dark and you'd have no friends.
Just you trying to survive against the world.
Yep.
Basically.
It's one of the movies that I wish they'd make. Is they always have like zombies and crap, but that's not what scares me. What scares me is if like my dog became a zombie. And so could you imagine like grandma's 80 and she's having to like fight off her dog cuz it's trying to kill her? Like, or mosquitoes
Yeah.
or
You
bees.
know what movie that really scares me? Like the plot is like that. It's they are aliens, but they clone you. So
Ooh, yeah.
the clone comes at you to kill you and take you.
That's horrible. Yeah, that's bad. But even worse, you imagine if your cat like fucking your cat comes and starts trying to eat you, and you're like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah, that happened in the movie though.
yeah,
It's
that's
still
bad.
feral.
Yeah, those are the type of things I have 4 cats, and one of my cats loves to lick my arm, and she licks in the exact same spot. And at first I was like, oh, it's so nice, she's trying to love me. And then it starts dawning on me that she's trying to get to the inside, right? She's trying to see how many licks it takes. It's like when I die, she will not hesitate to dig in. It's funny.
Or human.
Yeah, I'm like,
With his soul.
oh yeah, oh man. And we have seeing vegans that have cats is hilarious. Like, cats are just one of those things that kills and kills and kills.
Yeah, they are top tier animal though.
Oh yeah, and a lot of birds kill cats too. Like where I live, a lot of the baby cats get killed by big birds. So it's fair game.
Like eagles?
Say that again.
You mean like eagles or
Even hawks and crows will
oh
kill
yeah,
will
hawks
kill
too.
yeah, kill cats. We have stuff big enough that even small dogs you have to be careful with small dogs out. I saw a
Coyotes are a big issue.
yeah, and what was it that came over? I came out of my door and there was a raccoon on my front fence, and he was like 3 times the size of my dog. Like, this thing was massive. Like, if it attacked me, I would have struggled because it had to be like 80 pounds or something. It was insane. And it ran off. But yeah, if my dog was out there or a cat was out there, it would have eaten a cat. But like a little cat, oh, no problem. So none of the stray cats will even go to that part of the yard, like the far part of the yard. Yeah.
The dog is good, my man.
Yeah.
Shit to take care of.
Yeah, yeah.
Good luck to her.
Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by.
Like, no, just looking if you are good.